What if the way you learn, your unique patterns of understanding, those moments you hesitate, your flashes of insight, what if all of that could be mapped? What if your education had a fingerprint, one that's completely and totally unique to you? Let's dive into that idea.
I mean, think about it. We have all this incredible technology, right? Yet, for so many of us, learning still feels like this one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter experience. It's a feeling we all know. You're either struggling to keep up or you're bored waiting for everyone else to catch on. Why is that still a thing?
Well, the real problem kind of boils down to a few key things. There's a serious lack of quality personal guidance. It can be really hard to find a community you click with to learn together. And maybe most importantly, most learning platforms just lack any real data-driven intelligence about you, the person who's actually doing the learning. And that's the problem a new wave of platforms is trying to solve.
So how do you even begin to fix a problem that big? The answer isn't some brand new gimmick. It's about taking something we all know works, peer mentorship, and finally giving it a powerful, data-driven system that can actually work on a massive scale.
And that right there is the key. We all get it, right? We know that learning from someone who just went through what you're going through can be a total game changer. The real innovation here is building the tech, the infrastructure to make that happen for literally everyone, systematically and with some serious intelligence behind it.
So let's take a look at how it actually works. You can see right here how simple it is to find something. As a student, you can just browse and see exactly what's out there, everything from mechanics to cancer research, and who's teaching it. It's all about making that access to help direct and totally transparent.
Okay, so you find a session you're into, like this one on computational biology. The next step is just as smooth. The platform uses this simple token system. You see how much it is, you click enroll, and boom, you're in. No friction, no hoops to jump through, just a clear path to getting started.
But honestly, here's where the magic really starts. It's what happens inside the session. While the mentor is teaching, they're not just talking at you, they're watching, they're listening, and they're using these simple little tags to capture data in real time. Is the student struggling with the core concept, or did they just have an aha moment? This is the beginning of everything. And all of that data, all those little observations collected moment by moment, they all come together to build something truly revolutionary. It creates your very own personal learning fingerprint. This is the heart of the entire system.
So what do we mean by that? A learning fingerprint is basically a complete 360-degree profile of how you behave as a learner. It's not about right or wrong answers, it's about how you learn, and it's built from the real data captured in every single session you have.
And check out how deep this really goes. The system captures your cognitive patterns, like how you approach a problem. It even gets into emotional data, like what makes you more confident or what triggers anxiety. It even looks at your behavior, your communication style. It is a truly holistic view of you as a learner.
And what's really wild is the speed. You'd think a profile this detailed would take months or years to build, right? Nope. After just 5 sessions, the system has enough data to create a student's complete learning fingerprint. That's unbelievably efficient.
So, you get all this incredible data. What happens next? Well, it all goes to fuel an AI that's fundamentally different from anything else out there. It powers an AI that actually, truly knows you.
Think of it like this. Let's call it the Session 5 trigger. In the first couple of sessions, a mentor is kind of teaching blind. They're maybe at 60% effectiveness. But as that data starts to roll in, patterns start to pop up. By Session 5, that profile is complete. And from Session 6 on, that mentor or any other mentor on the platform has the full blueprint. They can hit 95% effectiveness from the very first minute.
And that really brings us to a huge question for education today. I mean, everyone's using AI chatbots for learning, but you have to ask, does their AI actually know them?
Here's the difference in a nutshell. A standard AI model, a generic LLM, has absolutely no idea what you already know, what your common mistakes are, or how fast you like to learn. It just answers the question you give it. The PeerPrep model is built completely differently. Its goal is to learn the student, not just the question, and that changes everything. And this intelligence isn't just about making tutoring better, it's about building real connections. Instead of throwing 1,000 random profiles at you, the AI uses your learning fingerprint to suggest just 3 to 5 ideal matches. This creates a curated, personal community, not just some cold, overwhelming marketplace.
But what happens when you take this incredibly powerful personal learning system and point it at an even bigger challenge? The vision here goes way beyond just individual learning. It's about building cultural bridges, and it's starting with the unique connection between the youth of India and Japan.
And to do that, the platform has this holistic 3-track curriculum. So it's not just about academics, it's about personal development, it's about professional skills, and it has a whole track dedicated just to cross-cultural exchange, where students can share everything from Vedic math to the principles of Kaizen.
So you see, the ultimate goal is so much bigger than just being a learning platform. It's about using this technology to build an infrastructure for real, meaningful cooperation and understanding between two nations, starting from the ground up, peer-to-peer.
And this is what that two-way exchange actually looks like. Indian students can get help with Japanese university exams or learn about their innovation methods. At the same time, Japanese students can learn competitive exam strategies from their Indian friends. It is a genuine exchange of knowledge, not a one-way street.
So this all leaves us with a final really powerful question to chew on. As this kind of deep, personal data becomes the bedrock of how we learn, what happens to education when we finally make that shift? When it's built not around the subject, but built entirely around the student? What does that future even look like?